haven't been on camera for a while, but I wanted to show you. I I told you guys I sleep on this side. You can tell this side is swollen. You can see just by me going in that way. This side isn't, but this side is swollen. So they said they're still subjecting me to this. Again, that's a phrase you would use when you are torturing someone or doing something to hurt that person. So they just said, why don't I put the EMF meter on with this video? Because that helps them. They get to know how much radiation to use, to not use. Again, someone left a comment, and I would like to talk about this, about whether or not I was child trafficked. I wasn't a child trafficked victim, but there are current children being trafficked who I think it's more important to focus on. Partially why I wouldn't talk about what was going on in the 70s and 80s, because I wouldn't know firsthand. I was a child myself. But there are other people. I put a video in the post of a former member of law enforcement who talked about child trafficking and the routes they took. And those routes are similar to the comments that I received about the places where these type of things happen. So it's not for me really to say. I know I wasn't child trafficked, so I can't talk about that. But I can talk about my experience of what's occurring now, as well as showing you guys what's occurring now. But I can also tell you about ways other people are talking about not only child trafficking, but abuse, human trafficking, slavery. But I wanted to show you guys this so that you guys can see up close. So if you are also going through this, you can see how this will affect your body. The other big deal is they talked about, again, skin color. I try to tell you every time they talk about anything that, not race, because the whole thing is racism. I mean, every video would go under race, but specifically skin color, hair texture, nose, facial features, head shapes. They were upset when I was able to talk about facial features separate from head shapes, because they are separate. I'm not going to get into their theories of different head shapes, but I put a post about the facial features and the fact that that's not a valid way of telling race for head shape or facial features. The other big deal about this is that when they're talking about different things that I'm doing in my videos as a form of mind control, they even admitted it. I have a whole list of things they've admitted. They admitted that that was a way of manipulating me, that they felt that if they suggested it, either I wouldn't do it or I would do it. And that was to figure out whether or not they can influence my behavior, which goes to show that that was the whole point of influencing my behavior. Today, I did a lot of posts about mafia in New York. And I'm going to continue on that, because when they lied and said it was this form of mafia, that form of mafia, it's not true. I'm 51. I've been in New York 51 years. The the mafia has never been after me the way these people are after me. They want to influence my behavior. The mafia did not. They've had 51 opportunities, 51 years of opportunities. They don't. They're not interested. And they were offended by that, because I think they said the truth hurts. More than the truth hurts, it's a persistence that they have, that they feel that if they keep coming up with new ways, they can in some way get me to do what they want me to do. And the reason why I think it's so important that for them to have that happen is it's not just for them for their criminal activity. I think what's worse is that then we can go back to this horrible theory that New York is this type of place when they're not from New York. That's the deeper root. They can't think like that, because that that is the truth. You're coming into a place where most of us have been all our lives and trying to hurt us, and you think I'm going to be the one who's like, "Oh yeah, that's a great idea." Especially when I talk about how this involves child trafficking. I am not going to be the person to do it. You have the wrong person. But worse than that, is the idea that you feel that you can come into New York and change New York and take away the very thing that we are. I put in a post, an I Love New York ad from the 80s with all these different celebrities that I grew up watching. But I would love for us to get back to doing something like that. Maybe it doesn't have to be New York celebrities, but definitely New Yorkers who love New York. I love New York too much to bring in any form of trafficking in this state and in this city. Thank you for watching.